Hi guys, my name is Roger, and ever since I was a teenager, I've always wanted to build my own car. I started this channel to see if an average person, like me, can design and build their own mid-engine car. If you like what you see here in my videos, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you know someone who you think might be interested in my videos, please share the videos with them. I'll be adding a new video every week, and with that out of the way, let's get started with this week's video. So I have all the mounting tabs welded on here for this back firewall. You can see them around here. They're spaced somewhat evenly all the way around, and using the fixture I made to clamp them into place, they should be aligned correctly front to back on this bar and all on the same plane. I'm not sure if you can see those across there or not, but While I'm waiting on all that to cool down to where I can use it and mount that back panel, I wanted to take the time to assemble this. And what I'm doing here is trying to design my own gear shift lever. I had purchased a mechanism out of a Volkswagen something and was going to use it, but the functionality doesn't work with this transaxle. There's a bell crank that mounts on here that translates the side-to-side movement to a front-to-back movement, and it is working in the reverse direction that I need it to for this transaxle. Now, Race Car Replicas they build and sell their own gear shifter mechanism that they sell with this transaxle, but their assembly is really tall, and I think it's too tall to fit in my car. It's just going to look awkward. And also, it is a gated shifter, and I don't like their reverse lockout mechanism. So what I'm doing is I have designed my own parts here. These will be machined out of aluminum solid blocks, and I have designed these pieces on the computer and I 3D printed them, and I'm going to assemble this just to test fit it and see if I have the correct amount of throws front to back and left to right to access all the gears that I need to. If not, then I'll tweak these files until I get them correct, and then we'll machine the actual aluminum pieces on the CNC. But I'm going to go ahead and assemble this and make some modifications to it and see how much throws we have on the gears and try to measure and see if they're correct or not. But let's get started doing that. Okay, I think I have all of the mounts for the firewall put in and everything screwed into place, at least for now, unless I decide to add another mount or two. But I think for now we're good, and maybe it'll stay this way. I welded in 4 plates here with a rivet nut on the back side to screw the bottom of this firewall in 4 places across there. And I've welded 8 tabs like this onto the roll bar around the perimeter of the roll bar and fastened the firewall to it. That makes it pretty solid. It's a little flexible in the center, but once the glass piece is inserted and glued in, it'll stabilize that and make it strong. The only place that I want to stiffen up a little bit more is this bottom. I bought a piece of aluminum today. I'm going to use these screws and pick up the hole, transfer the holes into this aluminum and bolt this onto here. That'll stabilize the bottom of that, and it'll also give me a place to put some weldments, weld them to this piece to mount things on the back of this wall, and even possibly underneath for capturing some hoses or electrical wires or something. But also, this is the water fill inlet neck for the radiator, and 2 hoses that I found that I like, that I'm going to use. And I'm also going to weld a mount to this aluminum angle that comes up, and a place to attach this to somewhere in here. Leave it stood off the firewall far enough to get your hands in there and undo the cap easily. And not sure what that mount's going to look like, but I'll come up with something here after I get this angle mounted. But that'll be in that general location, and then the overflow bottle will be probably down below it in this cavity here somewhere. Let's see what else. Still working on the shifter assembly. I put the first one together. The bottom plate was white, and I measured the throws, and it needed just a little bit more travel front to back, so I put a clearance hole or a channel here around the bottom where the metal was touching before this rubber is supposed to be the stop, and clamped it to the table and tested that again tonight, and the throws are really close. I'm within like 20 thousandths or so now, so I'm going to open that up just a tiny bit more, and we'll probably start cutting these pieces on the CNC here in just a couple of days. The metal is ordered for that. It will be here in 1 or 2 more days, and I'm going to go ahead and take all of that to my CNC guy and get him started on these pieces so we can start working on this shifter and get it in the car. But that's all I have for right now, and I guess we're going to get to work on mounting this bottom angle on the firewall to stiffen it up and come up with a mount to mount that radiator fill neck. So let's get started on those things. I want to show you guys what I'm working on here. I just finished putting this bottom trim piece of aluminum on here. It caps over the edge of the firewall, makes it a nice clean edge. It stiffens up the firewall, makes it a lot more rigid in the center. It was a little bit springy and now it is very rigid. It's really nice. And it gives me a place to weld pieces like this onto. I had to cut and make a piece here for clearance for removing the cap here for the power steering fluid. Now I still need to take a file or a grinder or something and round these edges and clean them up just a little bit more for just a tiny bit more clearance. But that cap will come out and it looks pretty nice like this. I guess that's going to be about it for this week. I wanted to show you these things before I ended the video, and I'll see you guys again in 1 week where we will finish mounting things here on the firewall. We still need to make a mount and mount this radiator filling cap here, and we still have a couple more things to attach back here to the firewall, but we'll be figuring out how we're going to mount these accessories on this firewall and get some mounts made and things mounted in place. But I'll see you guys again in 1 week.